be an owner?
Me!
So a few of you? Yeah. Like, I want to be an owner?
It's recommended. I'm trying to make this bank account big.
Alright guys, it is a great thing to be able to put your goals into action in a place like this where you can come and sincerely have like the team collaboration. Right, you can come here and you can grow together. Alright, we have boards, we have books, we have a camera, we have a what is that big tripod thing? Alright. But no, seriously, it's a lot of hard work. Alright, I know you guys heard it 18 million times before you even got the job. It's a lot of hard work to do here. Alright, it's a lot of hard work to go through the program and stuff, and it takes a lot of commitment, it takes a lot of collaboration, it takes just a lot of work, just straight work, right? And so, has anyone heard the name Hernan Cortez? Maybe like back to like 8th grade, 9th grade English or history?
Yes.
Spanish general?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, of course you remember.
I know, so okay, history? Alright, cool. So Hernan Cortez, he is a conquistador. He led the Spaniards, right? And so what they did, I do have to look because I was not that good at English. Okay, so he he took over 600 Spaniards, a few horses, and 11 or 12 boats over to Mexico, right? And the goal was to capture like this magnificent like treasure that was supposed to be held on like the island over there, right? And so they're going over there, and what he did was, Hernan Cortez, he is a crazy man. All right, he was absolutely seen as a madman. Conquistador just absolutely mean just straight up madman, just general, right? And so with that, he succeeded in his conquest of the Aztec Empire. And so what he did was he took all of his people over there. And when they got there, there were people like waiting there, like waiting for the ambush and everything. And so it was either like fight or retreat. And so him being the crazy man that he was, he had them and he was screaming at them to go and like go on land and fight. He saw some, hesitancy. And so he said, burn the boats. And like the boats that they were on, like as they were coming in. He was like, there's no going back. And so what they did was they set all 12 of their boats on fire because like they could not go back. They had to go on land. Like if they were either they were gonna fight and they were gonna win, or they were all gonna lose and die because they could not go back because the boats were gone now. I know, right? It's crazy. And so with that, and the reason it's such a big thing is because they won. And they burned their boats and talk about like commitment, right? And so instead of allowing his people to kind of like have that fear amongst the adversity in their eyes and have the chance to retreat, he absolutely told them, he said, burn the boats. A few of them died, like they were just in water, like on like burning boats. They had to jump out, they had to go to land, they had to fight. And it was just fight or flight, like you survive or you drown, or you catch on fire with the boats, right? And so with that, they going in there, it was kind of known, and it said in like history books and textbooks and everything, like the momentum and the battle cries and the chants, they all kind of like went up in flames after that too. Like he told them to burn the boats, and once you're on board, you're on board. So there were battle cries. They were known for just screaming in the water. They all just charged the land, and they committed so hard to this that they won. They absolutely overcame and they won. And so that's kind of like in the business, whenever because all of you like raise your hands and said you want to be owners, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of the times whenever you go hard for something like that in a business like this, it's kind of the same concept. The commitment that it takes to be able to completely destroy your back door out, like your way to retreat, is true commitment. And a lot of the times it takes true commitment to really obtain goals like this, right? And so with this, you've heard it, like I said, 18 times before you join this business. It's hard, it's fast-paced, right? You have to work with people you don't know, right? And you have to keep going. And so with this, it takes a lot of hard work to push to goals, but it takes even harder work to commit to something like this, right? Being able to uphold the momentum that it takes to keep the energy up, to keep it going in the field, to keep pushing the people around you, right? And like essentially like just do your battle cry and bring other people on board with you is a complete way to just shut down the back door and kind of having a mindset of there's no turning back because we're here and I'm committed. And once you commit to a goal, like really commit, people can see it around you, right? Is it safe to say? Right, and so with that, within the office, it's the maintaining the momentum that a lot of times we come to that we find so hard, right? And so whenever we're in those times where like energy's low, right, and you're just like you're just looking around like how did we get here and how do I change it, right? And so you start thinking about it, right? But the point is of that, like the where it stems from is a lot of people are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Which don't get me wrong, right? Coming in, a lot of things you come into that you maybe have to commit to. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out until you really get that final push for yourself to really be all in, right? But something like this, it takes being all in order to have the commitment that you need to commit to something like this, like ownership, like building a team, like managing a team, like throwing all of your energy into something to where people are gonna hop on board and battle cry for you and follow you. You know what I mean? All right, Danny's a perfect example of it. All right, completely just being 2 feet in, no matter like where you're coming from and where you decide to take action. It always results in a way that has people following and adhering and just crazy momentum behind it, right? And so sometimes in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, or in order to go like full force the way that you want to go, you have to close the back door and then you have to lock it and throw the key into the little ocean with all the burning boats. Because if you give yourself the chance to back out, a lot of the times you will. Alright, a lot of people make a lot of goals for themselves, and a lot of people don't hit goals for themselves. Honestly, most people don't hit all the goals that they make for themselves. Especially goals as big as this. Life-changing goals that are going to alter like the way that people view you, the way that you influence people. A lot of people do not achieve those goals that they make because they always give themselves a way out, right? Like plan Bs, right? Like coming in, you have like that plan B, like, this is kind of like scary, like commission, right? Like 6 months of just hard work. Let me just make sure that I have this backup, just in case this isn't for me, right? Your plan B is your back door. Your plan C, your plan D, these are all back doors in different ways. You can just keep 1 foot out in case you just need to dip and go somewhere else. All right, people who always have that for themselves are honestly typically people, it seems like preparedness, right? But those are honestly people who usually do not achieve the goals they set for themselves. Because if you've already planned to give yourself a way out, you're already expecting in some way, shape, or form to fail, right? You see the possibility of it, but you're almost expecting it because you plan for it. And you make like plan C, plan D, plan E, plan X, right? And you're waiting for the time to where it's gonna come and where you just can, just scooch on over here because you have that like lined up anyway, right? And so instead of devoting your full time to the goal that you do set for yourself, instead of fully committing into what you know that you want for yourself, and what you say that you want for yourself, and what you show other people that you want for yourself, instead of doing all of that full in all the time, you have your arsenal back here of like things that you might like do instead, just in case it doesn't work out, or like just in case like the weather gets too cold and I don't want to go out today, or like just in case like I don't want to hit snooze for the 27th time, so I won't. I'll just turn off all the alarms and I won't get up. Right? I've almost been there. All right, but in order to truly commit to the things that you want to do, you have to burn your boats, and you have to go full in. You have to bring out your battle cry, and because it's not because of like laziness or lack of motivation that people don't really achieve their goals. It's truly because they're not as fully committed as they want to be, or as they should be, or as they think they are. All right, it is not because of laziness or lack of motivation. It's because people are not fully committed to the things that they set for themselves. All right, you have to fully commit, or else there's a lack of faith. Right? You know how people ask you like, oh, do you have faith in yourself? Right? Or like do you believe in yourself? Do you have faith in this? Do you have faith in that? Right? If you do not fully commit, it's a lack of faith, not a lack of motivation, or like laziness. It's a straight up lack of faith, because some part of you does not believe you can get there, and some part of you almost knows that you won't. So you create space for like wiggle room for other ideas, just to make sure that you can step like closely. Like your platforms are all right here. Instead of having one island of no boat, no way out, you create these things for yourself, and you show that that you aren't really committed, because commitment is diving full in. Commitment is closing the back door and not having the key. All right, nothing great happens without a plan of action. All right, I know you've heard this so many times. Nothing great happens without a plan of action. And so a true plan of action for those who are committed is an unshakable commitment towards accomplishment. Okay, having an unshakable commitment towards accomplishment is going to be one of the only ways you can fully commit yourself to your goals. Does that make sense?
Yup.
Okay. And so once you set your goals, you have to commit to it no matter what it takes, right? The power of commitment is one of the strongest things that we as humans have. All right, we have goals, and people have like crazy work ethic. People have really good innovations. People can build relationships really easily. People have these personalities that can get them super far in life. But whenever you make goals and you commit to those goals, no matter what skill sets you had prior, no matter what obstacles you used to put in your way, all right, nothing can stop you if you have that unshakable faith and a plan of action and the thing that you commit to, right? And so, so we say things sometimes, and we have these other like plans because sometimes we're scared. All right, sometimes we're scared to really put ourselves in that position to lead. Sometimes we don't know what it looks like to really be able to fully take on the responsibilities. Like sometimes some of you come to me about like learning how to command the room, because you know that's something I dive really deep into learning how to do, right? And so some of you come to me about like how to do this, how to help this, and how to do this. And some of you, a lot of the times, will come and be like, hey, and I've done it too. A lot of the times, we'll go and we'll ask how to do things. I'll be like, okay, but if I don't want to do it that way, how else can I do it? Like how, if that's not gonna work out for me, then like how else can I just appear to do that thing, right? And so a lot of the times we think of it as, you know, like being creative, right? Or like finding like the smarter, not harder way to do things. But working smarter, not harder is canceling out any other possible way that what you put yourself to do, your goals, is not gonna work. Creating any other way that you can just dip out of your goals is the harder choice. And something that I always used to take really to value is the power of choice. Choose your heart. It's going to be really hard to come in and have 17 different things to do and 17 different things that you want to dive into and have all these backup plans that you have to keep up with and stuff like that. And it's going to be hard to choose one thing and like get to ownership. All right? And so they're both going to be hard to keep up. One of them is going to leave you feeling a little lost, a little confused for a while. One of them is going to get you to where you want to go. And they're both hard. You just have to choose your heart. All right, and a lot of the times choosing your heart and choosing the right heart is going to be taking out all of the different things that you can do, all the different ideas, all the different plans that you have for yourself, just in case that the one thing you do want to do or that you say you're going to do doesn't work. Right? And so burn the boats. Like, think about it. If you're ready to go to war, if you're really ready to go to war, right, in the back of your head, are you like, okay, but like, what if we don't win? Like what am I going to do? Like just in case if I don't win, like, am I going to just like join the other side? Like, and so some of us kind of like treat this opportunity like that, right? Like some of, or like maybe like, oh, there's so many different things I can do with like, you know, like fighting this area, right? Like I know I moved here, but like what if, you know, there's things to do, other things to do. Like maybe I'll look around just in case, right? If you're gonna go to war, all right, you have to be ready to commit and ready to burn your boats. All right, to truly get to the goal that you want, which is essentially like in a war it would be winning, but here it's getting to ownership. Right, and it takes away the excuses. It takes away the idea that you're lazy or that you have a lack of motivation if you don't get there. Because if you are the problem, then you are the solution. And if you always put yourself in a situation to be the problem, you will always quicker find a way to become the solution. And if you become solution oriented, more than you want to be, like more than finding out all the other different plans you can do, more than finding out all of the different plan Bs that you have, if you are truly solution oriented, then you either find a way to go do it, and you commit to it, and you burn your boats, and those are the people who always end up achieving their goals. Alright, and so a truly committed person doesn't have the luxury or the time for self-indulgence or negative thinking. Alright, the true underlying motivation for our success is the deep, unwavering commitment to the task at hand. All right, a truly committed person doesn't have the luxury or the time for self-indulgence or negative thinking. The true underlying motivation for our success is the deep and unwavering commitment to the task at hand. Alright, that is one of our biggest things. Start task, finish task. Alright, not having negative thinking come up every single second that you can. Right? You can't do ordinary things all the time and expect extraordinary results. It just doesn't work like that. And so in order to commit and to reach your goals, you have to commit to doing just that, is to reaching those goals. Alright? Do y'all think y'all can use that today?
Yeah!